At this time, Adam, would you please enter into our prayer?
Divine Spirit, may nothing separate you from me today. Teach me how to choose your only way today, so each step I take will lead me closer and closer to you. Help me walk word by word, thought by thought, and not just in my feelings, but to help me speak from a pure heart that is undivided. Protect me through my own careless thoughts, words, and actions when my journey within feels lost. And keep me from being distracted by only wants or thoughts of how things should be. Help me to embrace what comes my way as an opportunity, rather than seeing as an inconvenience. And please help me to rest in my truth. Great is the love that surrounds us all towards me. And so it is.
Thank you, Adam. That was so heartwarming. Beautiful. I would like to introduce our prayer chaplain today, Tim Eckert. I don't think he's here today, but Mariette Jones will be taking his place. Mariette's not here yet, but she'll be here. Yeah, and she'll be waiting for you upstairs in the prayer room, which is right beside the kitchen, actually.
We also have our prayer request box right over here, and you're more than welcome at any point throughout any service or throughout the week, if you're in, to drop your prayer request in the box here up front, and our prayer team and chaplains will hold those requests in prayer with you.
And I would like to remind everyone that here and online 24/7, Unity supports with silent unity prayer. The phone number is 1-800-NOW-PRAY. And now it's time for some music. So Adam and Mike, what do you have for us?
I was saying, Linda, it was such a long walk from the chair to here. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here on this beautiful, little bit rainy, April 12th. Spring has sprung. We're filled with music. We also have a concert on Friday that we'll get more to about later. And today we're going to be exploring our thoughts. And I always love this, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. So let's sing about it this morning. This is Change the Way. What do you... What do you want? Where do you want to go? You'll get what you want if you act as if you know. It starts with you. Do you believe it? It's all in the way that you choose to see it. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 do. When you feel lost and you can't find your way, Keep your eye on the prize. It will materialize. You can't miss it. Change your perception, leading you in a new direction. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 do. I said change, change. You can do it. Change, change. Expect a miracle. Change, change. Expect a miracle. Change. Watch me change. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 do. Thank you. Or keep a little bit of, sultry, jazzy vibes going with these fun little bops that are mantras. If you think you can, you can't. You're right. And that I am the thinker who thinks my thoughts. I think we're a little too comfortable right now, everyone, for a Sunday morning. I think everyone should stand up and join me singing and get into the groove with Mike here. So let's sing about it. I am the thinker. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things and shapes my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. And I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shapes my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. And if you ask me, who am I am wisdom, I am light. I am more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. 'Cause I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things, that shapes my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things, that shapes my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. And if you ask me, what am I am beauty, I'm joy. I am more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. 'Cause I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things and shapes my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. 'Cause I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things, that shapes my life. 'Cause I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. And I can choose to be the light and brighten someone's darkest night. I am so much more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. 'Cause I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things, that shapes my life. 'Cause I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. 'cause I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things, that shapes my life. 'Cause I am the thinker who thinks the thought. I have the power to change my life. I have the power to change my life. You have the power to change your life. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It was such a long walk.
Unity teaches that each person is a unique individual expression of God, and that we create our experience of life according to the thoughts and feelings that we hold in mind.
Unity was founded on prayer. We believe and teach that affirmative prayer and meditation changes us by raising our consciousness and helping us realize our connection with the divine and the truth of who we are.
Our affirmation for April is, I welcome the renewing life of spirit. I am restored, refreshed, and reborn in this new season. Please repeat that with me. I welcome the renewing life of spirit. I am restored, refreshed, and reborn in this new season. And now Adam and Mike have something special for us.
I like when I get to do this during service and just do the little walk from the chair. Also, Reverend David is currently away on so many beautiful adventures and travels. And Reverend David, we wish you well over the next couple weeks leading up to our Unity Conference. That'll be happening online at the beginning of May. I'd like us all to ground with this next song. We talk today about power of intention and attitude and mindset. And we need to also always hold the hand of the inner child, as I like to talk about so often when I sing here. There's also the side of surrendering to the divine. And another favorite quote of mine, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And I want to sing about that with our thoughts and our relationship with our thoughts, to surrender to the journey. This is I Will Surrender by Faith Rivera. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free. As I continue walking in this mystery, I surrender to my greatest, highest good. I release any fears that block my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. Ooh. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fears that block my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am kinder every moment, every day. I'm more loving every moment, every day. I surrender every moment, every day. Thank you.
And thank you so much, you and Mike. Music is so important for our souls. I just can't get over the feeling that you put into that today, and it just sent feelings right through me, and I'm sure everyone felt what I felt. It was just a beautiful song between the two of you, Mike's piano and your voice. It was beautiful.
Thank you, Mike.
Our divine conversations today are between Tammy Maxine and Elaine Coventry. Tammy Maxine is a longtime member of Unity. She's a poet. She's an artist. And she looks after the bookstore, and she is the media team leader. She is a reflective writer and intuitive space holder who supports emotional awareness and inner connection and gentle personal growth. Through her compassionate presence, she invites others to explore their inner world, nurturing a deeper relationship with self, spirit, and the unfolding of life. She holds a deep trust in a positive, life-affirming perspective, creating space for greater ease, reassurance, and openness within. Elaine Coventry is a registered master social worker, psychotherapist, and expressive art practitioner. Her working style is integrative, combining evidence-based approaches, ethically aligned best practices, and practical, action-oriented tools. She helps people shift from stressed, anxious, and fearful states into living with greater satisfaction and ease. Together, Tammy and Elaine come into divine conversation to create a welcoming and supportive space for reflection, expression, and inner connection, where insight can gently emerge and a deeper sense of ease and understanding can unfold. Their divine conversation is entitled, Fear Not, the Power of Thought. So please come up to the stage, Tammy and Elaine. We are looking forward to your conversation.
Thank you. You too. Thank you, Adam. Hello, hello.
Is it on? It is on.
It is on.
Right. So, welcome everyone. First off, I wanted to say, Michael and Adam, great triplet of songs. Perfect. We're talking about change. We're talking about the thinker that thinks the thoughts, and we're also talking about surrender as well. So, how did this all happen? Elaine and I have been spending some time. I met her when we put our artwork up together. So she had her artwork up in the art wall, and we got to chatting, and we realized we have a lot in common. And so we got talking several times, and we've dived into the conversation about anxiety and fear. And I just said, would you do a divine conversation with me about this? As I know her background. So that's why we're here. So.
Yeah, that's why we're here, because it's normal, it's common. When we engage with each other, when we take the time and put in the effort to practice this together, the conversation never ends, right? This is what we do in daily living, is face uncertainty, face challenges, feel comfort and discomfort and everything in between. I'm excited to be here. And our hope for today is to engage with you. So wisdom, as wisdom keepers, all of us out there in this room, us learning and sharing about how we experience and what we do with it makes all the difference. That helps us with, as these songs Adam so eloquently laid out for us, how to think, how to feel, how to navigate when we're challenged by our thoughts.
And how to let go a little
How
bit.
to let go.
I say it's the ease, joy, and grace of riding the wave.
That's right.
And so we did want to ask everyone here and anyone out in social media land, does anybody struggle, air quotes, with fear, anxiety? Anybody experience that? I know the reason why we got on this topic is because, and I recently had a little anxiety laying on the gurney getting a needle in my thumb, so I totally went into full sweats. And so this isn't a common thing that we feel, but I don't think we talk about it enough.
Yeah, we don't talk about it enough in a way that we can apply, understand, connect, right? Our medical societies, with great intention, often talk about fixing the problem of mental health concerns instead of talking about how this is our normal way of living.
Right.
So we don't want to manage and cope with what's happening. We actually want to work with it.
Yeah.
And so our learning, our social experiences, we often get caught up in fixing, getting rid of, eliminating something that doesn't feel good.
When it's an opportunity.
Right.
So we
That's
are
right.
looking at the slide below or behind us, and does this prompt anything for you? Just seeing what am I thinking? Is this okay? Are you doubting yourself? Are you questioning your choices? I had a little self-doubt, like maybe I should have waited till November to do this. I don't know, and I got a little bit of anxiety just thinking that thought. And so what I often think of is when we are having anxiety or we're in fear, we're actually not present. We're not in the present. We are in the future. And I don't know what that looks like, but it's not this. So, do we want to go to the next slide?
Sure.
Now, this was really interesting because I remember Claudio had mentioned that fear not is one of the most written words in the Bible. And so I looked it up, and it's in there 365 times, which is kind of ironic, I think, meaning you have the challenge every day.
Yeah, uncertainty is normal, It's healthy. If we didn't have uncertainty, we wouldn't have curiosity. We wouldn't have an opportunity to explore, to understand, to notice self,
to change, to make a different choice.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Sure. So it says God's presence, supporting, protecting in our inherent capacity to fear not, our self-responsibility to avoid succumbing to anxiety, fear, and threats that we notice in the world around us. And we can all attest, if you've got a television right now, I'm pretty sure you might want to turn it off.
Yeah.
But, we're dealing with a lot. The world is full of emotions and full of experiences that really challenge us. And how do we get back to a place where we're feeling peaceful? To me, the goal isn't happiness, it's inner peace.
Yeah, and inner peace is about our experience here in this world, as an individual, and as an individual in unity with everyone else. And our truth can get really influenced by how we have learned to do things, what we have learned we ought to do or have to do, right? There's a difference between our knowing, our own wisdom,
And what we've been shown.
and what we've been
Who's
shown.
been our teachers,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So there's a lot there.
absolutely. We can get confused about what to work with and what to fight against. And I loved, in the song choices today were ideal. They were so powerful.
Yeah.
Change isn't about doing it different. Change is about understanding me and what I'm doing and how I might be able to do it in a way that more aligns with our values, our principles.
Good one. Very nice.
Yeah, and so when we get confused and we don't know what to do, or as Tammy was describing, having trust in the world around us and allowing those medical professionals to grab hold and do what they do best, the fear.
Yeah. I didn't need 3 people to hold me down for the needle.
That's right.
That's good.
Yeah, and my partner's the
progress.
same way. Yeah, my partner's the same way. He's a very large, strong, confident presence in the room, but show him a needle and he's like, oh no, And he doesn't understand it because we often talk about our thoughts as something we have to fix. No. Thoughts happen because mind is supposed to be imaginative. It's supposed to think about the past and the future and the present because that's what it does. It tells us stories. It uses the data we collect. It uses the experience we have, and it uses all of the data it's collected from the influences around us, like Tammy mentioned, seeing what's going on in the world.
Well, choosing what you're putting your energy into. I do believe that I feel more at peace when I'm in my creative space. So the more we're just, I say, in our own space, doing our own thing and not ingesting anything else around us, it's easier to focus on the present, or it's easier to focus on peace. It's when we get those challenges, or I call it contrast, from our experiences, things that don't go our way, or things we'd rather not have happen, or how do we handle those? That's the key. How can we breathe through these things? Can we stop the mind from defining it?
No.
Well, I like to go, okay, I don't know where this is going, but I'm just going to trust the process. Because it's happened to be the process I've trusted all along. And I think of, how many of you worry? Any worry words here? Okay, my honest question. How many of the things that you've worried about have actually happened?
Yeah, I love that answer. Sometimes. Yeah. This is how we collect evidence to support an inaccurate way of thinking. So those patterns of worry where we decide, ooh, this felt bad yesterday. I don't want it to feel bad again. So I'm going to think about it not happening tomorrow. And we try to prevent things that we are feeling uncertain about, or try to prevent feeling that discomfort.
I think that's why changing your mind is a good thing. Just do something different.
Or swap out the changing of mind to changing of habit. I loved when that came out in lyric, right? Changing of how we think about what we think about. Because when we try to change mind and tell it to stop it and shut the heck up, it works harder. Because the evidence we're collecting feels accurate. Mind doesn't work alone. It works with body. So some of us have conditioning, we have learning, right, that we've gathered from parents and caregivers and teachers and wisdom keepers that we recognize in the world, and we repeat that conditioning. So we have all of these beliefs in our unconscious mind. We don't even know they're happening most of the time.
Right. It's like like an automatic thing that's running sometimes for people.
That's right. And also our body. So our nervous system, that's where fear is based. That's where that anxiousness starts from. We can have a thought. I'll give you an example. We can get up at night, maybe go grab a glass of water and be startled by a figure standing in the room, and we're scared out of our mind, and then we realize, oh, it's a coat. And we keep going, but we don't just let go of it and go, oh, I'm fine, everything's great, and go grab a glass of water. We might even go all the way back to bed after grabbing that glass of water, lie down, and still feel discomfort. Body doesn't work in silo.
As you're saying that, I'm thinking, oh my God, I had the weirdest dream. So when I have a dream, like you wake up from the dream, you have the thought about the dream now, and sometimes the thought and the repeating thought about the dream is worse than the actual dream when you know it wasn't even real in the first place. Or what? No, I don't know. Another time.
Or it feels like it was
It feels
real.
like it was.
Yeah.
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 So with this being said, let's talk about the unity principles that we're touching on today.
Next slide,
Or sorry,
please.
yeah, there we go. So as we were chatting, we automatically, David said, oh, you're totally talking about, he didn't say totally, but he did say you're talking about the unity principle number 3. And then Elaine the other night said, oh, we're also talking about the 5th one. And then this morning I was like, oh, and the first one too. So this really all ties into the unity principles. So the one that I wrote, the first one, sorry, it's like my finger. That Fillmore said, when we believe we are afraid or we're in a state of fear, we actually believe there are 2 powers, which is not true. There's one power and one God, one presence. In fear, you're perceiving 2 powers. And when I read that quote from Fillmore, I was like, oh, that might be something that would easily shift my brain if I was having a fear or a little anxiety. I would think, wait a second here. This doesn't apply to the principles at all. There's one presence. I trust the process. I know that I was born, and I know that I will be not in the visible at some point. I don't really care when that is. It's gonna happen. Like I don't care. I don't think about it. I don't worry about it. I don't care. Mm-hmm. It's all about the journey, like Adam said. It's not the destination. It's the journey. So. Did you want to add anything?
Yeah, so the power of whatever it is that we tap into in our spiritual self. If we have a God, a creator, many gods, many creators, are all one. Our power, the power to move forward, to be able to work with what we value, what we hold dear, our principles in living as a group, and as an individual, we can actually access them by noticing, Tammy just talked about, acknowledging, wait a second, what am I saying to myself? What is the message, the vibe I am giving off? Where is my energy being focused? Does this align with my principles? Does this align with my values? The answer, most often, when we're in storytelling mode, is no. It sounds easy in application or theory to say, okay, This is just a thought. I can go back to my, but our body may not have caught up yet.
Right.
And we also have memory in body. And some of us have sensitivity. So our sensory system, when we were born into this world, is already in high gear.
Yeah.
We work with excellence. But we're taught that we work outside of the norm. It's not true. And so we need to practice both body, mind, spirit, and emotional well-being practices to be able to unite and connect with ourselves and connect with the world around us.
Yeah, and I also think, you know, a couple of things as you're talking, I was thinking of expectation. Like when we have this expectation, we hold things in a future state, I'll say, and when it doesn't happen the way you think it does, because I always say, tell God your plans and watch him giggle. So there's always that expectation is something, and or anticipation of something. It's pulling us out of the present. How do we stay more present? That's my goal, is to spend as much time just being present. I don't even like planning stuff. The surgeon said, oh, I can do this today. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. Like I always just say yes before my ego starts questioning everything.
Yeah, great plan.
Yeah, a little bit. It's and there's the acceptance of the decision, not, oh man, I should have waited to probably like November when I was off work or something, right? So it's about not getting caught up in that stuff.
So I'm going to jump on that and say, so there's some self-awareness,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I know myself.
Yes.
I know that my tendency is to get caught up in thought and overwork it, overthink it, maybe overact about it. And so I'm going to say yes. And then I can take that opportunity and shape it
Yes.
for change,
Yes.
which is awesome.
Leave it.
How many of us in the room practice, right? Through prayer, through meditation, through activity, like coming together today. One of the reasons I'm here at Unity and what drew me to become a member of this community was connection. To be able to do this in unison. We don't regulate on our own and stay there. We regulate individually and in unity. We call this co-regulation in therapy. But it really just came from us living, right? And knowing this is how we experience, we learn, we grow.
The heart connection is here, but we also need each other for the contrast. Without the contrast, we're not moving energy. The reason why the contrast is there is because there's stuck stuff, like stuck thoughts or stuck old programming or things that you were told you always were supposed to believe, and it insults your soul. And sometimes making up the mind to have your own thoughts. And here's another thing. When I did my big talk, I think a couple years ago, I had mentioned that there were like over 16,000 thoughts we have in one day, and only 3% were our own.
Yeah.
That could be the wrong numbers, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
But it's like that. So
It's a lot.
It's
It's
a
more
lot.
often than not, for sure.
It's more often than not.
Yeah.
So
I want to build on that a little bit because I'll give you an experience. So this memory came forth as Tammy was sharing. Stuckness I get excited about. I used to be terrified. And my go-to was fight. Oh my gosh. When I was younger, I was such a fighter. So people would come at me with their ideas and I'd get overwhelmed instantly and start running with the thoughts in my mind. My nervous system got out of control and I would fight about it. And I would fight about it in flight, in fight, in fawn, and in freeze. All of them.
I'm the freezer.
Who recognizes these states? Yeah, I love the head nods. Yeah, we all know them. This is normal. Nothing we should work on changing. Yeah. We want to work on changing self in the state we're in. so we can accept and work with it. And the example that came to mind was here at Unity. So during one of the fairs, we did a wellness fair, I had a fellow come up to me so angry because I had a big sign, an expression board so people could express themselves about negativity. And he said, I have a problem with what you're doing, with a very serious, intense look. And I said, great. And he did that. What? And I said, good. Then that's working. Because it's to stimulate thought and understand what they are. And he said, well, I'll be back. And he left and he came back and he said, well, you should know, I don't have negative thoughts anymore. I've been working on this for 3 months and I got rid of them. Yeah. And then I laughed and I said, I have them. And are you feeling solid right now? And he left. And then he came back and spoke about how I insulted him, which I accepted with grace and compassion. Because
Some people aren't ready to hear or experience the freedom of not having the ill thoughts.
yes,
Some people can be
the
attached
opportunity.
to that. I think of people that are in their stories. I also, in that triggers something, I go, if you're telling a story that's an old story that is not positive technically, but it's long and drawn out and it's been almost the identity of your life, once I say a story 3 times, I'm done. It might come out a 4th time, but when I say it the 4th time, I go, ooh, I gave myself permission to only say it 3 times. And it was an interesting concept. I started doing that a while ago when I stopped being in my stories, but I did a lot of healing work in therapy, and so those stories I don't even hardly remember anymore. They're not living in my body. They're not triggering me. I could share what was triggering. It's a simple thing. Seeing someone, I'll just say, seeing someone pregnant used to hurt me so much. And that was something that it wasn't just a thought, it was my body reacting. So we know that our bodies and our thoughts are kind of connected, and it's definitely attached to the nervous system. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for making it real, right? For being okay with not being okay. That is the change. The change isn't changing who I am or what I do.
Yeah.
The change is understanding who I am and what I do,
Right.
so that I can work with it.
Yeah, and I think also too, and I'm a big advocate of therapy. I do find that what's happened is I've been able to focus on way better things that are in my present and where I want to be or how I want to be, and true freedom in releasing something that big. And then I didn't have that story. It was a 25-year-old story in my head. It lived inside of me for 25 years, and I didn't realize how much would move when it moved. That's where I'll go with that. I was not prepared.
Yeah.
Children would reach up, strangers with children, their children would reach up to me in the grocery store, want me to pick them up. Babies that parents had that didn't go to other people that they didn't know, parents would be like, wow, I've never seen my child do that before. I'm like, when we release these things, I think that are old, there's a younger version of us that gets healed. It's the age of us that is the experiencer, is the one who has the reactions.
And we store them. Memories
We
don't
store them,
disappear.
yes. They
Memories
don't
don't
disappear.
disappear. Whether they're in our mind or in our body,
Yeah.
they stick.
Yeah, and I still have the thought. Like, I
Yeah,
still
you still
remember.
know it.
It's not like it's forgotten. It
You
just
got
doesn't hurt me anymore.
That's right. It's what we do with them
Yeah.
that has power.
Yeah.
And it's our inherited way of being. We're designed to react, to respond. That's how we're supposed to work, right? And when we take the opportunity, like Tammy did, to work in counseling, therapy, in your form of counseling and therapy, it does not have to be
So many different ones.
Yeah, and
So many
a
different-
formal way of being, because it's not for everybody, right? So we want to know. I know with my own culture, our counseling was sitting with people we know in community who me as an individual, see as a wisdom keeper or wisdom keepers, so that I can bounce my ideas off them, talk about my experience, and get feedback and input. And then the power of choice, right? Which was so ingrained in what we sang about today.
I love that.
Yeah, it's moving. So we have the ability to work with body and to work with mind, work in our mental, physical, spiritual, emotional states of being by integrating what we do in daily life. So therapy isn't to fix something. You don't go to therapy to try to eliminate or get rid of. We might go to therapy to reduce stress, to find better ways of managing and coping with the feelings of anxiety and working with fear. But it's not to keep coping for the rest of our life.
Right. New information is such a blessing.
It's,
Right? New
yeah,
information.
to
It's
live
like
well.
sometimes you just need new information, something to go, oh, I never thought of that. Oh,
Or
that
I
changes
don't like
everything.
that.
Or
Or
I
no,
don't like that.
I don't
right.
like
Yeah,
that.
that's definitely not how, it's almost like those, that kind of that's not something that works for me.
Yeah.
It really just solidifies you in your knowing of what it is that will work for you. And you might not even still know what that is, but you just know it's not that, you know? So, and I feel like we're kind of moving into the river here. So the
are.
flow of life.
We are.
And I think Ibrahim has our next slide. And this is when we love the idea of using the river because whose goal is it to grab the oars and go upstream, like fighting upstream? Could you imagine canoeing up that? So when we release or we let go, surrender, we put the oars in the boat.
Yeah.
I mean,
But we don't lean to one side,
right.
right?
Unless you're on a
Surrendering-
motorcycle going around a corner.
There
But
you go. Surrendering isn't about giving it up.
yeah,
It's about giving in.
Giving
about
in.
accepting this is right now in this present moment.
letting what arise.
Yeah.
And Matt Kahn, Loving What Arises. I don't know if any of you have his book. It's called Loving What Arises. That's what we're talking here. And so I know that you had a book here that you were...
Well, Tammy, we were in the bookstore. I love visiting the bookstore, by the way. If you haven't gone, go. It's so peaceful in there. I'm an introvert who's trained to be extroverted because I had to for work. I love the bookstore. You want a quiet space where you can find some great information, go there. I have had the pleasure and honor of training with David Burns, who wrote this book. There are 3 copies of Feeling Good in Tammy's bookstore. I highly
Unity Bookstore.
recommend it. Yeah.
Not mine.
Sorry. Yes, Unity's bookstore. I always, yeah. Tammy's
That's
face
okay.
is planted for me forever on that bookstore. So I recommend taking a good look at it. Because when we work with mind, there are so many different ways to do it. He does a great job of talking about application. So why I recommend this book often is because he talks about real life scenarios. It's not about theory alone. It's not about what you should do to get it right. It's about practicing and figuring out what actually works for you. Because we're not designed the same. We have our own makeup. And so in this book, very practical, there are diagrams and worksheets right in the book. You don't have to go find something to go along with this book. It's in there. There are lots of ways to explore and discover. So his teachings really are powerful for me because he aligns with what I value.
Cool.
The power of opportunity to explore, to be curious, is how
Awesome.
we learn and grow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. I just wanted to say thank you again for joining me up here. I actually didn't think you'd, I was like, would you do that? You really would. So thank you so much for coming. And I really wanted to thank the music team again. Great songs you guys picked. I knew I didn't have to call you guys and say, can you play this song, please? I really, really appreciate the 3 songs that you picked out today. Really wonderful. Elaine is going to guide us in a meditation.
Yeah. So be comfortable, however that is for you. If you don't want to close your eyes, don't. If you want to close your eyes, go ahead. Closing our eyes, that practice helps us to get rid of stimulus in the environment so we can go within. Take a nice deep breath. Pull it in through the nose. And maybe for a moment just notice the coolness of the breath traveling through the nose, down the esophagus, all the way down into the lungs and the tummy. And notice the holding or pause of breath before you exhale, the warmth of breath coming out of body. Another deep breath in through nose, the coolness, the softness, the natural flow of body, the alignment of body, mind, and spirit, and the release of that breath as it lets go. You might notice the weight of your feet on the floor, the buttocks getting warm. You might wiggle toes and fingers and just notice the sensation of body systems working together. Our senses. This is how we take in information. And this is how we process with mind, body, and spirit. How our emotions work for us and our energy for ourselves and the world around us. And you can imagine, pretend, see. It doesn't matter how you do it. Imagine, pretend, see your favorite space. That place that gives you comfort, warmth, that gentle feeling of relaxation. And just allow it to shift and move from the top of the head all the way down, down, down to the tips of the toes. Our systems like that river, flowing, sometimes quickly, sometimes calmly, but never totally still. This is our place of comfort, our safe place designed just for us. Your place may be inside or outside. You might notice the sky, the breeze, the sun, the comfort and warmth of the container you're in. Just notice body. Notice the grounded sensation, the divine connection, the power that you hold. This is our power for change. To accept, notice, without judgment, and instead discernment and acceptance. And coming back to the here and now, as we shift and move back into this space together, Notice the smiles, the peace, the connection around us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow. So I don't believe we have any time for questions. We did include you the entire time. I hope you felt that. The conversation wasn't just with us, it was really with you as well. I believe that Elaine has a few tools that she's going to bring upstairs if anybody's interested in some handouts, in a sense. Also, if you have any, did anybody really have any question? I just saw your hand up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. I feel so grateful for this moment. So,
So I'm going to take a second to say thank you, and anything that you might be interested in that I might be able to provide, to give, just let who know? Who should we let know?
today,
True.
you can
Yeah.
let Elaine know. She
Yeah,
will be
and
here
beyond
upstairs.
me, yeah.
Anytime after that, if you
Yeah.
email me or anything like that, I can certainly connect you with Elaine.
There are many ways,
Yeah.
and I am not the person or the holder of them. It is a collective. So I am willing to give and share whatever you might be interested in when it comes to working with our thoughts, mind, body, spirit.
Nice. So we'll turn this over to Linda and Adam. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
What a wonderful conversation, especially coming off of Easter. Really, really appreciate that specifically from my week. I had a wonderful week. It was a challenging week for a lot of loved ones in my life, and they love to know about what was talked about, what was spoken about, what was discussed on Sundays. If they're not able to make it or tune in online, so thank you for that this Sunday. It was wonderful.
And I would also like to thank Adam and Mike for their music. Once again, it was so appropriate for this beautiful talk, this beautiful conversation that we had. It was just fabulous. I would also like to thank Ibrahim for his technical knowledge and for Claudio as well for helping out with that for our video.
At this time, let us take to heart our vision, mission, and statement of being, which is shown on the screen.
We have a global vision. Will you please speak that with me? Our vision is a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening.
And we have a sacred mission. Will you say it with me? We inspire and empower spiritual growth to awaken us and transform the world.
And we have a personal statement of being. Will you please say that with me? I am a dynamic center of the Christ light, mighty to unfold my good and radiate that good to all.
We have several wonderful announcements for you today, and please remember additional information about these and other classes and events can be found in our newsletter and on our Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor website. Important notice as well, if you plan to attend any of the following events, please remember to put your name on the sign-up sheets in the hospitality room so organizers and facilitators know how many people are coming in advance and how many people to reserve for.
Although we actually have a potluck every Sunday, the second Sunday of every month, we hold a big potluck.
It's a more fabulous potluck.
Yeah, I guess maybe we should change that word. And since today is the second Sunday of the month, please join us upstairs for that big potluck.
Commencing tomorrow, April 13th until April 26th, Devani Peters will be facilitating a 2-week Ayurvedic home cleanse. Please see flyers and posters as well as Devani here today for full details and if you're interested.
Tomorrow evening, April 13th, from 6 to 8:30 in the first floor hospitality room, Tammy Malosh will be holding a divine feminine sacred circle group. So please see Tammy. I don't know if she's here today. No, okay.
Very excited now that it's the week of on this Friday, April 17th, from 7 until about 8:15, right here in the sanctuary. I've organized our first spring fundraising concert, which is entitled Love in Unity. I am joined by 3 wonderful local musicians who all have attachment. Ashley Sunshine has some connections to a few people. Unity here. John is our incredible guitarist who has had a strong connection with his family with some educational involvement with Maryville and Krista as well. And it's an honor to put on this concert for all of you. So you are welcome to join us. Doors are open at 6 p.m. on Friday. Concert starts at 7 after Mariette opens up on behalf of Reverend David, being away with a meditation. And we're going to have a wonderful evening with some really beautiful mood lighting and just song and lyric that really touches on love and unity. And then afterwards, you're all invited to join us at Rock Bottom up the road. I always get it confused, Rock Bottom or Rockhead. Rockhead's on Ottawa Street. Rock Bottom is up the road. We're going to have a little after-party social for everyone to come grab a little bite and a sip, second floor afterwards at 9 o'clock. So we'd love to see you there. Tickets are $20 and there'll be cash at the door, or you can also e-transfer. So we'd love to see you there on Friday.
Thank you. Next Sunday, April 19th in the sanctuary, our guest speaker is Om Roshan. His talk title will be Love Beyond Borders.
Also next Sunday from 12:45 until 2:15, in the first floor classroom upstairs, Sue Onishchuk will be facilitating a Course in Miracles study group. Sue, right over there in the fabulous emerald green. That will be next Sunday, so please make sure to sign up and let Sue know.
On Sunday, April 26th, from 12:30 till 2, in the first floor classroom, Christine Paris will be facilitating the third of her 4-part series entitled Releasing Attachment. So if any of you have ever gone to any of her wonderful workshops, you'll want to go to this one too.
On Friday, May 8th it's crazy to say May already. On Friday, May 8th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m., the Unity Social Committee has organized a fun night out on the top of the town at the Republic Asian Eatery restaurant located on the 14th floor of the CIBC building, the same building that you get your passport renewed, which is the tallest building in Windsor. The food is excellent and the view is spectacular. You must put your name on the sign-up sheet by Friday, April 24th, as we have to make reservations at this very popular eating spot in the city. So that sounds like a fabulous night.
As a reminder, our prayer chaplain today is Mariette Jones. Where is she? Maybe she's upstairs already. Yeah. Okay, good. So she's available for prayer up there with you directly after the service today.
As we come to the close of our Sunday experience, we take a moment to honor the generosity that has sustained our beautiful community. Everything we do here is made possible because of each you that show up in love, including at home. Thank you for being a heartfelt part of this spiritual center.
Our love offering box is now here at the front, right over here. So if you feel free today to share a financial gift, you are welcome to place it in there. Your giving of every kind truly makes a difference.
And for the concert on Friday, it is a fundraiser for our spiritual center. So we are going to be putting every dollar of the event towards everything we do here and everything we run in addition. So if you don't want to drop it in the box today, then consider getting a ticket for Friday, or maybe saying, I can't attend, but I'd like to buy a ticket, and we can make sure that gets to someone.
Thank you. So we have a prayer request box over here too. Our prayer chaplain will be holding each intention in sacred confidentiality and hold it in prayer. I invite you now to take a breath with me. Relax your shoulders and open your heart as we enter into a moment of gratitude and blessings. As we bring our time together to a close, we pursue and we pause to remember the presence that has guided us throughout this hour. We open our hearts to the wisdom, love, and peace that are always here, always available, always moving through us. In this moment of stillness, we affirm that Spirit meets us in every breath, every choice, every step we take in the week ahead. We turn our attention now to the prayer box, holding in our hearts the intention placed there and the intentions still unspoken. We join with our prayer chaplains in affirming that divine love is already at work and that truly all things are working together for good. And now together, as we remain seated, let us speak our love offering prayer, affirming the flow of abundance in our lives and in this ministry. Divine love in me and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Amen.
Thank you, Linda. And now I invite everyone to please stand. And in this field of gratitude and blessing, and thank you, Linda, for all the platforming scheduling you also do to make sure that there are two lovely people up here every week. So we appreciate that as well. So in this field of gratitude and blessing, I invite you to stand, and we close with the prayer of protection for our closing song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. The light of the love surrounds us. The love of the divine unfolds us. The peace of the love fills us.
We are peace.
The power of love protects us.
We are power.
The presence of love watches over us.
We are presence.
And wherever we are, love is.
All is divine.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be a joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Thank you so much for everyone joining us today. Please join us upstairs in the hospitality room for our big, fabulous potluck and fun and lively conversation. Have a beautiful week and hope to see you on Friday.